good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to talk about singles prices for Prismatic Evolutions. We need to talk about the top 10 singles prices from Prismatic Evolutions, and we need to mention that these are dumb. These are way too high. Way too high. They are higher than I think they should be. I'm actually going to start in at number 12, all right? In at number 12, we've got Ceruledge, which is coming in at, I'm just going to call it 150 bucks. Now, I pulled this one of my Japanese boxes. I was delighted. I love Ceruledge. I love this artwork. I think this artwork is phenomenal. $150? For a regular special illustration rare, not an evolution or anything like that, not a super playable card or any of those, no, just a regular special illustration rare. Now, there are rumours going around about pull rates for Prismatic Evolutions and how they are a lot lower, and I know that is spooking a lot of people. And we do need to potentially take that into consideration. And obviously the fact that the set is perpetually sold out is also helping to put these prices up. Because you can't buy packs anywhere. So the people buying singles know that you can't just buy packs to try and pull them. So they put the prices up, going, what else are you going to do? Buy packs? Oh no, wait, you can't. They're sold out. So the sold out packs does lead to higher singles prices. I get it. But $150? Like, to put this into perspective, and this is going to be my only rant along these lines for the video. After this, we're just going to look at the prices. But if we have a look at, say, Scarlet and Violet 151, that has a very big EX in, and that is Charizard. Charizard is currently sitting as a $200 card on TCG Player, after having jumped up. On release, it was like a $100 card. And Ceruledge is above this? Really? That doesn't make no sense to me, ladies and gentlemen. Latias EX is about a $250 card. But again, on release it wasn't. And also, it's Latias, and it's phenomenally playable. And look, I know we had Ceruledge on a winning in at Birmingham Regionals this past weekend. I was there. I casted it. But this seems way too high. Coming in at number 11, we've got Roaring Mooney X at about $195. And again, way too high here. Way too high. We've got a Roaring Mooney X special illustration rare. And it's a phenomenal artwork. And anyone want to guess what that one's coming in at right now? It's like a $60 card. And yes, I know that Paradox Rift is readily available, and I know that this set isn't. I understand all of that. I've been doing this a while. My point is not that these cards aren't this high right now. They are. I'm telling you they are. My point is that they are way too high right now. They don't make sense when you look at other sets, and it really is just the fact that the set is sold out and the hype around it, which is pushing these singles prices up. I don't expect this to last forever. And remember, Pokemon did literally come out the other day and tell us that there's going to be reprints, that they're going to keep stocking these. And I know that it's very trendy nowadays for people to go, just because they're going to be restocking and reprinting doesn't mean the price is going to come down. Well, kind of feels like they're going to keep reprinting until it's readily available. So yeah, I've got a lot of faith here, quite frankly. So those two in at 11 and 12 kind of shocked me because that was weird, because those cards have no business being that high. But in at real number 10, we've got the special illustration rare of Flareon coming in at $225. And essentially what we've got with Flareon here is just, it's a stage 1 evolution. It's a very popular evolution, best of the Gen 1 as far as I'm concerned. It's not the highest on this list, but it's also playable. Burning Charge, letting you accelerate basic energy, is a really nice attack, but also people love Gen 1 Eevees. Put it all together, this is number 10. In at number 9 at $230, we've got ourselves Eevee. It's Eevee. And actually, if you look over in Japan and you look at the Evolution decks which are doing well, they are all playing Eevee EX because it can evolve into all the other EXs, but also it's got 200 HP. And actually, the fact that it's a colorless Pokemon means you can use Glass Trumpet to accelerate energy to it, which is kind of a big deal. And you don't have to leave a very low HP Pokemon sitting on the bench hoping it doesn't get KO'd. So, using Glass Trumpet, having high HP, evolving into the rest. If Evolutions decks ever get good, this one will see a bunch of play in there, but it's also Eevee. In at number 8, we've got ourselves Jolteon. Also at $230. If you look around right now, this and Eevee are pretty much neck and neck. And I really like this one. For the first attack, 60 damage, discard up to 2 basic energy from your bench, deal 90 more for each card discarded in this way. You can get yourself a pretty early 240 damage playing around with Jolteon, and that makes me happy. Also, it makes me sad that Flareon is the lowest of the Gen 1 Evolutions. In at number 7, we got Glaceon EX, and yeah, it's an Evolution party in the top 10. Obviously, I'm going to spoil a surprise for you. Every other card in the top 10 as well is an Evolution. They're not all special illustration rares. We've got some Master Balls thrown in. But yeah, obviously they're Evolutions. It's the Evolution set. I think the Ceruledge is phenomenal, and there's some other ones I love as well. But make no mistake about it, this is an Eevee set. Glaceon, we've actually seen a pretty big jump up to about $285 here. And playability-wise, I mean, look, I like Frost Bullet. 110 to the active, 30 to one of your opponent's bench. But let's make no bones about it. At this also, free energy, instant KO on a Pokemon with exactly 6 damage on? Yes. So look, I'm totally alright with this as a card, which is, among the more popular, but it is just a popularity contest at this point. Glaceon gets up here because it's popular. That's essentially your explanation. In at number 6, we've got Vaporeon EX, which is sad for me because this is the number 1 Gen 1 Evolution in the set. I would literally just reverse the order. Flareon, then Jolteon, then Vaporeon. It's not up to me. Vaporeon is here at $300. Just a smidge more than the $285 we're apparently asking for Glaceon right now. And apparently that makes it the most valuable of the Gen 1 EVs. Not entirely sure why, but apparently that's a thing, so maybe we don't argue. In at number 5, we've got Espeon, and this is the part where it almost starts to make sense. There's one which is a little bit too high. Espeon should be number 4, but never mind. Now, this is currently listed for about $330, and again, we're a little bit all over the place here price-wise. These are all too high. One thing I think that's worth bearing in mind with these prices is that they are massive FOMO prices. And that means not only are they way too high, I said we wouldn't have that rant again, and we won't, but it means that essentially the prices are not necessarily reflective of where they'll finish up. I think is probably a nice way to put it. Things are going to get mixed around as we go. Things will change. Espeon should be the 3rd biggest of the Evolutions. It's not right now, but I feel fairly confident that give it time, and that is exactly where it will end up. But yeah, $330, that's a lot. In at number 4, we've got the Master Ball Umbreon. Shout out to TCG player from where I got the image here, because it's becoming a pain to get these images, especially the Master Balls. This is apparently $370, which just seems way too high. Like, massively too high. Now, again, like I say, fear of missing out all of that, but it is the Master Ball Umbreon, and there's so many Master Balls in the set. And then you build in the fact that it's the Umbreon. Chances of pulling exactly the Umbreon is very low, so I kind of see where we're getting here. The one that makes less sense is the Leafeon at $440. And part of this is just going to be the fact that the set is new and there haven't been enough sales and the massive prices are distorting things. Leafeon shouldn't be the 3rd biggest card in the set. Like, we can look at the prices over in Japan and go, okay, this is what makes sense, this is what doesn't. Leafeon is the 3rd biggest card in the set. Nah, mate. And it's not to say that it's not going to be a big card, because it is. And it's not to say that it's not a really big valuable card right now, because it is to say that it being number 3 just doesn't really track, unfortunately, not with what we know from over in Japan. But then we get to the number 1 and 2 cards, and this makes a lot more sense. In a number 2 special illustration rare Sylveon, it's about 580 quid right now, or $580 obviously. It's Sylveon. And when it comes to Evolutions, there's a very clear ranking going on. Umbreon number 1, Sylveon number 2. So this was never going to be the number 1 card in the set. It could not have been the number 1 card in the set. But having it as the number 2 card in the set, yeah, okay, you know what? That totally tracks. That's the kind of thing that happens. It's Sylveon at the end of the day. It's kind of a big deal. And then, of course, in at number 1, we've got the Umbreon. Right now, TCG players got it for about $1,500. That's roughly tracking with what we see on eBay. It's a tiny bit more on TCG player, but I think $1,500 is about right for now. What I will say is, value-wise, we are just, like I keep saying, we're all over the place here. This is a card where maybe it just keeps going up and the hype never goes away. That is within the realms of possibility. But there's also absolutely a chance here that actually this falls over time. It's already fallen quite a bit, let's be clear, from the ridiculous prices we saw beforehand. But this is a card where trying to put an exact value on it right now is frankly a pain. This is the best we can do for now. It is far from guaranteed. There we go. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about this. Have you opened any Prismatic Evolutions? Have you pulled any good cards? Have you picked up any singles? Or are you waiting for some more sensible prices? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And of course, get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Kanto Royalty, who's been a supporter of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.